Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
Elsa, the past is not what it seems.
I woke the magical spirits at the Enchanted Forest.
Okay, that's definitely not what I thought you were going to say. But promise me we fix this together, okay? I promise.
Hello. This is Adolph. I have with me Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And Krista.
Hello.
And today we're doing the Spoilercast for Frozen 2. So if you have not seen Frozen 2, this podcast will spoil the whole movie for you.
It's still a good movie.
It's definitely worth watching. And we'll do some spoiler-free stuff before we do that. And then we'll do a cutoff. I have seen the movie, so I'll talk about my spoiler-free thoughts really quickly. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun and really interesting. I really enjoyed the songs to a degree. They're all well sung, but I don't really love any of them. The song with Kristoff, I agree with both of you, where it was super corny and lame, but I kind of like it. But it's also, I think it just goes on for too long.
It's funny, but it's annoying.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things, if you didn't live through the era and saw all those stupid music videos, it's going to be the most annoying thing you have ever seen. And to everybody else, it's going to be a laugh out loud, sink in your chair with embarrassment.
So, the animation here is excellent. I did watch it in 2D. Unfortunately, basically, there was no 3D screenings left anywhere. So, it wasn't much of an option to watch it in 3D because it was only 2D, which it is what it is. If you don't see it the first week or two, you're basically going to not watch it in 3D, which is just part of the industry right now. Is it just me, or is it that everywhere for y'all too?
Yeah, well, here it's still playing at one place in 3D.
Well, we could have seen it in 3D, but we, I saw it again yesterday with my younger sibling, and we saw it in 2D because it was kind of difficult to get into 3D.
So, overall, so one part of the ending I thought was a little bit underexplained. I think you said it right, Jake, where you said you're just assuming that's going to get better explained in the sequel, in the third one. But I still really enjoyed this. The animation's great. It got me interested from beginning to end. And for me, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, which is the lowest score. But I still really enjoyed it, So, let's go on to the spoilers.
Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
So, what spoilerific 3D thing do you want to talk about, Krista?
Can we can talk about Show Yourself, which is a really good 3D segment in my opinion.
Okay, what happened there?
So Show Yourself is when Elsa is like arriving at Aunt Holland or whatever, and she has this entire I'd call it a set piece where she's trying to find the voice, and we see her running through ice tunnels, and there's a moment when she's making an ice staircase and jumping down it, and when all the crystals are in the hall and she forms the crystals, that's really good. It just has a lot of good 3D moments in my opinion.
Jake, do you concur? Do you have anything you want to talk about spoilery with 3D?
Well, that scene was really good, but I also liked when kind of the tsunami is coming towards Andale, and Elsa just kind of wave of her hand, just boom, just stops it in its tracks. I mean, there was a lot of super heroic sort of stuff that looked really good. Elsa using her powers. A lot of the stuff in you saw the trailers in 3D. You get an idea of some of the stuff.
Okay, so let's go to the movie itself. So, Elsa hears the calling and gets, and then has that vision that you were mentioning, Krista, and gets everyone to evacuate the city because her powers made all these crystals, right? And she has to go out to hear what the calling is, and it's, she has a feeling it's about her parents, and Anna wants to go with, and so does Kristoff, and so does Olaf. Now, Kristoff and Olaf and Anna, I mean, don't really need to be part of this movie, but they're there. I think, Anna does a good job of being in this movie, but like, if they would have written out Kristoff or Olaf, it would have been okay, What are your thoughts?
Yeah, but then they would have probably had a 20-minute movie.
Yeah, I mean, now the scene when they're little got me a little bit confused because you see the parents talk about the kingdom and you see Elsa making little creatures from her ice, and I was under the impression that once Elsa started using her powers, they just basically separated them. Is that like a retcon or
No. There's a specific moment when they're like when they were young. Anna knew about Elsa's powers, but then because Elsa hurt Anna with her powers, then they removed Anna's memories of Elsa's powers. But this is before they removed Anna's memories.
Okay.
Of her powers.
Okay, I was a little bit confused. Thank you for clearing that up. But it was super cute seeing them play, make little ice creatures, and Anna just being, completely obsessed with being in love. And, the whole thing with Kristoff wanting to get married, and it was cute. It was a cute way to do that. And then I do agree with you, Krista, that Olaf's subplot is just kind of there. It's like, why is he questioning being old? Is it just like they needed to have something for him? It's just a little bit weird that he just kept questioning everyone's how old they are and about like life, and it just seemed a little out of character.
Yeah, it's weird, and it didn't ever have a resolution. Like I feel like they were trying to do multiple things with Olaf, and they never like fully fleshed out any of them, and so like it kind of fell flat.
When Olaf died, I really didn't care, which I guess maybe kids were crying. It didn't hit me as hard as it probably should have, because I just knew he would come back,
Yeah. It didn't hit me until like the actual song "Do the Next Right Thing" that hit me hard, but like, I knew Elsa wasn't actually dead.
Yeah.
I think your reaction to Olaf's death will be whether you saw Coco with the Olaf short in front of it or not. Because after seeing that short, I had enough Olaf.
Oh yeah, I think so too, because I really hated that short.
Yeah, and but I have to admit, his recap of the first movie was good.
Okay, that was kind of hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Did you guys stick around for the post-credit scene?
yeah.
I did. Almost no one in the theater did.
I liked it. It was fun. It was worth staying around for that. Basically, recapping the second movie. So, the whole quest is trying to find where the calling is. And they go through the mist, and they find people there, and they get into like a fight, and then they find the spirit, fire spirit and wind spirit, and the fire spirit is, I guess, a little lizard. It's kind of cute. The wind spirit is not anamorphic. Or did I not see it?
Oh, it's just wind.
Okay. And they just kept calling, and they kept calling, and eventually they find, the stone giants, and those are pretty cool creatures. And eventually they find the old ship where their parents went, and they figure out. Olaf kept saying that water has memory, and they actually really used that in an interesting way, where you could see the past by water, and Elsa using her frozen powers, her ice powers, to make things, make scenes of the past come alive. I thought that was really cool. Pun intended. And then Elsa's like, no, I gotta go alone. And like basically they break off, and like she pushes Olaf and Anna away, and like they have to try to survive the river and get through the stone giants and get into a cave, and then Olaf dies because Elsa keeps going and finds this cave. and like this cave that's been calling for her, and she then freezes, which I was like, huh? And that whole cave thing kind of was like, huh? Or it was just me. Krista, did you have any problems with the cave and what happened in that scene?
No, I felt like they kind of made sense with you have the song in the background of like not going too far or you'll drown, and like drown here is translated into like freezing. But it's a bit weird that like she has ice powers but still freezes, but like I get what they were going for a bit. I don't know.
And we do get the backstory that the old grandfather king set up a dam to protect, or to and the dam was actually to hurt the magical people, and if that dam was destroyed, then the curse will be lifted. So Anna was able to figure that out and do that.
Mm.
But then that meant that it would cause a big flood, and Elsa had to ride the water horse spirit to go save Arendelle, which is actually cool.
I mean, it's really cool visually, but I don't know why water is a horse.
It will sell more toys, and little girls love horses and ponies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. One thing, okay, we have this moment where whenever she pushes Anna and Olaf away, she like forms a canoe for them. She forms a boat for Anna and pushes Anna away in the boat. And then, instead of making a boat for herself, she just runs into the ocean. Why did she make a boat for herself?
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that.
I guess she doesn't like boats.
I mean, it could have been a dolphin. Dolphins are cute. Girls like dolphins,
Yeah.
right? Krista, you like dolphins?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She could have had a snow dolphin. Go with Aqua Horse.
And yeah, the wind spirit could have been just a bird. Simple. That's
Yeah.
I mean, I liked her being able to ride the horse, but like, I mean, it's a good aesthetic scene, but
So yeah, Arendelle saved. The curse is lifted. Elsa makes the ice, I guess, wall to save the town. Which I was like, oh no, people are gonna see that and be like, oh, walls protect towns, But I'm happy that no one's seen that, pro wall message. It just so happened to be pro magic lesson,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it seems like, the curse is lifted and everyone's happy ever after. So what do you think is going to happen for Frozen 3? Because it's obvious they're going to make one.
Well, they'll probably give Elsa a girlfriend.
Yeah, I heard about that rumor.
I mean, I don't know if they're actually going to commit to that. I don't actually have that much faith in Disney that they're actually going to commit to that. Like, they did like a small nod to it, but I don't know if I 100% believe Disney is going to go full-fledged behind that.
A lot of it will determine on what China says. If China says they won't allow the movie in country, then no, she's not getting a girlfriend. Instead, Olaf will probably get a girlfriend.
So we never saw the parents' bodies, or skeletons. Is there any assumption that they may still be alive somewhere, or no?
Yeah, I would say they dropped a lot of hints that they could very well be alive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just to wrap up, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Krista, what was your final score again for everything?
I believe I gave it a 9 out of 10, yeah.
An Editor's Choice Award, I believe, right?
Yes.
And Jake, what'd you give it?
I give the movie a 10 with a great 3D.
So what is your final grade for the 3D aspect, Krista?
I say the 3D is great.
So, yeah, it's a great movie. It's a lot of fun. It's funny. It's really entertaining. I was just, really riveted by everything. I recommend it. And we all do here.
one major issue though, you have Aduna, who is their mother. As an adult, she is white with black hair. As a child, the child model for her is brown skin with red curly hair. That's not the same person. I don't know why they did that.
I didn't notice that.
Oops.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this Frozen 2 Spoilercast. And it's a little bit shorter than usual, but, you know, it is a busy December. We got a lot of other movies to talk about, so I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my patrons. Thank you, David and Mr. Bengal5, for your financial support on patreon.com. So that's going to be it for this podcast. You can find us, 3D2D.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and so much more. Just look for 3D or 2D. You can also send us your listener mail. Our email address is email3dortwo d@gmail.com. Links are in the description. Thank you for listening and or watching. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.